absolutely hate zigs. I always feel like I'm an absolute mug doing it like this. I know I'm a bit rough around the edges. Oh, God. Oh, that was well off that. Does look a bit suspect though, I must admit. I don't know what that means. What does that even mean? Bonnie blue, like it's a bit of pink. I'm about to experience my first ever.
I can't believe he's not had Bovril.
Bovril.
Where's the boy been?
Well guys, we made it. We made it to Brasenose 1, linear fisheries. My first carp session of the year, 2025. It's the end of January, it's cold, and the lake's been fishing really tough. I'm actually fishing with my friend Carp and Chris. You've probably seen him on the channel before. We managed to get 2 swims right next to each other, which is unheard of for linear really, but the lakes are obviously really quiet because it has been fishing really tough. I believe we're in swims 3 and 4, I think it is. It's either 3 or 4 or 2 or 3. Some linear nerd can check me on that. So I'm gonna be fishing. So the bivvy's out in front of me, to the one to the right. Barely brought any bait. I probably bought about 5 kilos of the Parker baits, hemp and corn. Remember guys, chunky, for a 10% discount on any Parker baits. But yeah, I've bought about 5-6 kilos, maybe put 10 spoms out max to begin with, but my plan is to fish predominantly solid bags. I have 1 rod on a zig, because I think zigs have done a few bites here recently. I know, absolutely hate zigs. Anyway, enough of that, enough waffle, let's crack on and get back to carp fishing. First things first, protein shake. Right, I'm ready to rock and roll now, let's have it. The bag out, it's a small solid bag with a little bit of mulberry flat spot in it. Hopefully we can cast it out to the 25 wrap range. Like I said, these pellicles are a bit softer, so let's see if it works.
With the first bag sent out just hitting the clip at 25 wraps, I quickly got the second one out as well, noting that the crosswind could play a part in being one of the many challenges to face this session. However, for the final rod, it was time to put on the right rig that you all know I love the most.
I absolutely hate zigs. Honestly, I just can't stand them, but I have to get one on here. Have to get one on. I don't know how big this one is. Yeah, I don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand people that use zigs frequently. It's got to be what? I reckon it's got to be about what, 50% hook up to land ratio. I could be totally off with that, but well, I know a couple of people do really well on zigs, but I just can't get on with them. God, I always feel like I'm an absolute mug doing it like this.
This rod I hadn't bothered to clip. The aim was just to chuck as long as I could in the hopes of dropping it in front of some carp sheltering in the middle of the lake.
We've got one on the zig, which is in the middle rod. One on the left is on a solid bag, a bit further to the left where I should really wanted it, and then to the right is another solid bag in line with the bivvy. I was going to start putting a bit of bait out, but the crosswind's quite picking up here and there, so when it calms down next time I'll try and sneak a bit of bait out. At the moment, 25 wraps for crosswind, it just takes off the wraps, which is a bit frustrating, so gotta leave it for now. But yeah, it's good to be back fishing. Good to be back out at linear as well. Who would have thought that? I'm actually down here again soon as well for a Park Bait Social, and I'm also on B1. I just don't know what swim I've got yet. Bit of a warm-up, I guess. Zigs. Bloody zigs. I hate them.
With the rods out cooking, I must admit the confidence levels weren't particularly high to begin with. Something just didn't feel right. Maybe it was having to defrost our evening dinner in 2-degree conditions that put me on the edge. However, whilst making up some fresh solid bags, I got an unexpected surprise.
Bag up in prep. I'm using the mini ESP minis. I just feel like I can hit a bit further distances with them. I can make them really tight and compact. And I need to sort of use them with these helical rods. I've got this Free Spirit helical rods, and I must admit, they are the best rods I've ever played fish on, but they definitely feel softer. They're 3.5 pound test curves, but they feel softer than other 3.5 pound test curve rods that I've used. And it makes casting bags a bit tricky. Leads I can pump out, still fine. But casting bags out, it can definitely feel a bit tricky with them. So I don't know whether to keep them or not. I don't normally do that much distance bag fishing, but... Hello, mate.
How's it going?
How are you going?
Yeah, doing good. Yeah.
No? Christ, you've grown since I've last seen you. God, how many years has it been?
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't
Yeah, Christ. What's happened, mate? It's like, how old are you now?
it? 15 now.
15. Jeez, your voice is a lot deeper. What's happening? Voice broken?
Yeah.
Josh, mate. Guys, this is just Josh. Josh Eames. Ah, look at this. Mate, you might recognise him from St. John's. Bloody hell, mate, you've grown. How tall are you now? Hang on. You have grown. What the?
The height difference.
Mate, you were like here before. That is crazy. And your voice is really deep. Christ, that's weird. Josh again, who I haven't seen for a couple of years now. He was only a little young lad when I last fished with him. He was actually with me on St. John's when I hooked my PB catfish, but bloody hell, he's changed a bit. It's funny, isn't it? I've been carp fishing for so long, and it's weird when you don't get your gear out for that long. You just end up losing things. And one of the things I've lost is the bloody bait spoon. I don't know where my bait spoon is for my spawn mix. How do you lose a bait spoon? It's stupid. Here you go. Little bullet. Little packet. Packet. There's a storm. Voice in a storm.
With David Bowie living rent-free in my head for some reason, I decided to get some bait out. Now please, I beg you all, please don't judge me on the first 2 casts with the spawn. It's been a while.
Saw the rats in my swim. There's a star. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, mate, but I'm just chucking bait all around my swim ready for the rats.
I did start to get it back though.
Nah, I've only just started, mate. Yeah, it's all right. Do you?
You know what? I've seen your video before.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, that's the one, mate, yeah.
Because I'll tell you what it was. You bought the
It's in there. That's the one in there, mate, yeah. Yeah, mate, it's game changer, isn't it? Did you buy it? It's
the only time I'm thankful for blanket.
What's your name, mate?
Neil.
Neil.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I thought I recognised you. I thought, bloody hell,
Yeah.
I've seen that face.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I've literally. Yeah, I'm filming them. I'm filming. Shout out to Neil. That was really nice to meet Neil. He watches my channel. That was actually, he told me the funniest story I think I've ever heard about a carp being caught ever. But we'll keep that between me and him. Right, let's get this more bait out.
After a good little chuckle with Neil, I got a couple more spawns out at the 25 wrap mark. With the odd one, of course, going a bit wrong.
Oh, God. Oh, that was well off that. Whew.
With a small amount of bait now out there, I wanted to rechuck the rods onto that spot. Ironically, the zig was flying out with not too many dramas at all.
Perfect.
However, when it comes to those bloody solid bags, things were starting to prove a little tricky.
Nah, it's f***ing nowhere near. Oh, it's frustrating.
I know with solids, you're technically always fishing, but as soon as I put a bit of bait out there, something in my gut I just felt off with a bag not being anywhere near that spot. However, I let the rod soak for a while whilst I've got some much needed grub in. I need to get back used to how time just seems to absolutely fly by when you're carp fishing and regain some much needed calories.
I don't think I'm fishing very confidently. I know I'm a bit rough around the edges as it's been a while, but on each rod now I've actually got different things. So on the right rod got the zig, the 8-foot zig. On the middle rod, I've got a solid bag. I'm struggling to hit the 25 clip mark with the solid bags of these rods, and I don't know if that's me being an absolute rusty, or if it's because the rod's quite soft, but leads I can hit that absolutely fine. So the left rod, because I wasn't hitting, that's short, just short of 25 wraps, the middle rod. Left rod, I put a Ronnie on, a couple bits of fake corn. The lake's really quiet, there's not really many big hits going on. There's a lot of bird life in the middle over there. But a couple of lads down here have started, like, spawned out quite a bit. All these people on the causeway now. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's one of those sessions where you don't really know how it's going to go. I think the first 24 hours might be quite quiet. Hopefully we can still one in the night.
With the rods now reset with 2 on lead clip systems on the spot, I felt slightly more positive as darkness crept in.
Some of you may be thinking, bloody hell, Chunk. What are you trying to do? Take Escobar out for dinner? No. This is actually, guys, my stash of Le Protein. Le Potard. Le Potard? Le Protein. Does look a bit suspect though, I must admit.
Just in case the fish turned up in numbers, I prepped some more solid bags as the light started to fade. All we could hope for is that one of the big shoals in here were on our bait when they decide to turn on. Now, being that it's a return back to carp fishing, Chris thought it was preposterous that I had never experienced a particular carpy drink.
I'm about to experience my first ever
Can't believe he's not had Bovril.
Bovril
Where's the boy
drink.
been?
Bovril drink, I've never had one. So this is supposed to be carpy, isn't it?
Oh,
Bovril.
no, I just like it.
Oh, do you? I've never had it. Loads of people said to me, if you like your meat
It's pretty.
and your protein, I know, sorry, this is
No.
a Christmas present for my parents, the Carp Life mug, and I don't drink hot drinks, but I've been told Bovril is a lovely hot drink. So where's the kettle? It looks like Marmite.
Well, it is, yeah.
So you put 2 of these, it's a big...
It's a taste, but yeah.
So, just normal,
Yeah, it's normal now.
and just gotta let it cool down.
Came out of a kettle. And you put it into a metal cup as well, which is also quite hot. It doesn't work for me in the summer. It's only when it's cold.
That's actually really nice. That's really nice. That's like a beefy stew, isn't it? God, that's really good. I like that. That's that.
Yeah, it's not vegan. But I think they do one.
Oh no, it's not vegan friendly, is it? It can't be.
No, that's not. No, it's vegan. But I think they may do one. I don't know.
It was a pretty quiet night, but yeah, very quiet night on the rods. Still out at the moment. It's about 10 o'clock because I was trying to catch up on a bit of sleep. But question is, guys, what do we do? It's crisp, the wind's died down, it's perfect to actually get some rods out. I'm going to bring them in, I'm going to try and put solid bags, well, the solid bag rod back out at that range, about 25 wraps. Wait, that hit the clip perfectly. Yeah. That was so much better. Accurate and all. The question is, I only brought like a small bucket, probably about 5 kilo worth of bait. Me and Chris were just talking. No one on this lake is filling it in. And I know it could be because it's winter and they're sort of getting bites of zigs and solid bags. And even Ian Roper said that, I do know that, but loads of people are fishing like that on the lake at the moment. And I can't see anyone clearing up on it. Can't see anyone catching much. So part of me is thinking, screw it, do I just it or bust, risk it, fill it in, get all that bait out, I put a couple of rods on top of it, maybe a zig to the, or just off the side of it, and leave it like that. It's because I'm now going, oh, maybe I'll just wait till tonight before I fill it in, and just last night in the night, you know, and waiting to see if this pulls a bite off today and during the day, like this sort of, the barely any food out there, just little mouthfuls and zigs and singles. So like, about to put this rig out. A couple bits of fake corn, yellow and pink. We all love a bit of pink, don't we? Especially that Bonnie Blue girl I heard. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Bonnie Blue? Like, it's a bit of pink, I don't know. Bit to the left. Not exactly where I want it, so I can redo it. That's the joy of doing it. These bloody Ronnie rigs. I can actually reel it in, have a rechuck. Oh, it's a bit white. Spot on. No, I'll keep that. That was lovely. Round 2 of the old Ziggaroony. Fucking zigs. Oh, bloody hate them. Smash.
With it fast approaching midday and now with all the rods out soaking again, I decided to pester Chris in his swim, asking noddy questions about his strange enormous back leads. Before we knew it, we noticed someone was in on the other side of the lake, and it was only little Josh. After watching him land a chunk, we got some grub on in the form of the sausage. Eventually I caved and decided to put another 10 spoms of bait in to top up the spot. Again, nothing too crazy. I just needed to know there was still a little bit of bait out there.
There you go, I've got about 10 spoms out, not touching the rods for a good couple of hours yet. Probably take them out about 3 or 4 o'clock, redo them all then, get them all set, and I'm really tempted to have 2 on zigs. So Josh got this lovely 37 pounder out on a 4-foot zig, or 5-foot zig even. So he lost that. He's literally just lost another one on a PVA bag as well. So
next thing I knew, the little legend himself was in my swim to brag.
Josh, and I'm gonna call you a man because you are literally turning into a man. The last time you would have seen Josh, it was either with the catfish, I think it was.
Yeah.
When we had the big old catfish out.
Yep.
And you also would have seen him in the B1 social for Park Baits. That was 2 years ago, I think now, and he was the little nutter holding the zig when I launched it. He was holding the bloody zig when I launched that. But yeah, so Josh has just had, and I think you've been tearing it up here, mate, to be fair. Like, no one else has really caught anything today, so. Go on, explain, what did you have it on?
All right, had it on a 5-foot zig, your favourite. A 37 pound, 5 ounces. I really can't complain.
It's UPB as well, isn't it?
UPB, not getting a bucket.
I was about to say.
Definitely not getting a bucket today.
You're not going to have a bucket in this weather, no?
For some reason the mic started cutting out here, but essentially Josh went on to say how he thought that the capture with the zig was an absolute fluke and would highly recommend that no other angler use them, ever. He is on the Park Bait Social at the end of the month, so expect to be seeing a bit more of him. Congratulations mate, the bucket will be coming then for sure. We had hoped that a sign of the fish beginning to feed might have brought some luck to the rest of us. However, with it creeping into the late afternoon on the second day, the rods remained motionless. Again, on Brasenose 1 it can be like this, very moody, but without any warning it can turn on all of a sudden and you could end up having a session of a lifetime. But for now, it was time for me to pester Chris again in his swim and get my new favourite hot drink topped up.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll tell you what, I'll have 1 teaspoon this time. Bovril.
Wells to the thread.
Do the glamour model stuff of it. So a lot of people have messaged me since I've had my first sip of Bovril and they've said, try it on toast with butter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was it nice, is it?
I don't know, I've never been that bothered to do something like that. That's laziness. Reacted to the temperature we've got here.
So believe it or not, guys, the people, what was it, Pegs?
So I use this one.
Yeah, go on. Thank you. Pegs actually closed off on B1 at the moment. What were they?
24 to 38.
24 to 38. And I thought someone was taking a mick, but they are in fact actually closed with boys that are roach fishing. But they've got bivvies, so it's 24-hour roach fishing. It's a match, I think. But they've all got bite alarms as well, and they're all using maggots. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? We're not allowed to use maggots as carp anglers, but apparently they've all got big buckets of maggots as they're roach fishing. But they've all got bite alarms and bivvies. But they paid their money, so fair play to them. They get to go do a bit of a roach fishing match, which is pretty cool. Winter fishing, it is interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Here we go. My proper winter drink. It's weird this, because the cup feels cold on the outside, so this is all thermal insulated. Don't want to burn my lips.
With the temperature dropping rapidly, we got some food on to help us keep warm. If there were any carp gods out there, we were praying to them. All we could hope for is one of those big hits to come along. To be fair, I think even a bream would do at this point. Actually no, I take that back. Things weren't that bad.
God, in winter these days do go quickly, don't they? I mean, it doesn't help that I lied in for ages, but yeah, coming to the second day, I'm not going to touch the rods. I was just thinking, I don't want to keep disturbing the water. I've got them all exactly where I want them, and I don't really need to move them, otherwise if I brought them in, I'm just going to be casting out to try and get them where I wanted them before. So what I'm going to do though, I'm going to top up the spot with a bit of bait. I'm going to put about 3 to 5 spoms back out there at 25 wraps, just for the night, and it's sort of the last roll of the dice really. We've tried zigs, we've tried Ronnies, we've tried solid bags, and nothing's happening, unfortunately. This is the tough fishing in winter, and probably due to a lack of my angling skills as well, but yeah. It's been a tough one, but it's still been lovely to get back out, even if it's a bit cold. Sunday morning, and there's no chance of getting a lie in at Linear on Sunday morning. Just had some bloke pop his head round. Had some bloke pop his head into my bivvy. Right mate, when you off? I'm still asleep. Oh well, it's 8 o'clock, I should be getting up anyway really. Yeah guys, unfortunately nothing happened last night. It's a really frosty, clear skied, very chilly morning. It's been a tough slug, been a real tough slug. Get some food on, have a watch the water. If I see any carp show anywhere in my water, I'll take a solid bag rod out, put the solid bag on and cast it to it. Well, we did give it a go. We did try the 48 hours on B1, and unfortunately we didn't get anything to show for it. It's been fishing really tough, I must admit. I haven't really ever seen it this slow down at this lake. But yeah, we did try everything, tried our best, but I tell you what, it's good to be back out after the carp, even on this cold, fresh winter morning. Hopefully guys you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you comment below, like the video, and give the channel a subscription, because at the end of the month I'm coming back here with the Parker Baits Social, and hopefully I can redeem myself. Drop your guts, grab your nuts, and I'll see you on the bank.